And as Israel's third nationwide lockdown officially begins, the economic impact coronavirus has had so far is only set to worsen. So far, 75,000 small businesses have shut their doors permanently due to the past two lockdowns, and a further 7,500 are expected to shut their doors in the coming weeks, according to Coface BDI Business Information Services. And to talk to us through just how broad the effects of this crisis is, I'm joined by President of the Federation of Israeli Chambers of Commerce, Ouriel Lin. Mr. Lin, thank you so much for joining me. Now, you have said that a third lockdown is almost like a death sentence for some Israelis. Tell us just how exactly how bad of an effect this is going to have on some people.
This is going to be very, very hard on the business sector and all its branches. There's no doubt about that. The very fact that we are really right now approaching a third closure, this is devastating because we have to understand that business people need to have a motivation. And once you have, this kind of a system, a closure, and then a gradual easing out of the closure, and then another closure, and another easing out of the closure, and a third closure, then people really that need all the motivation, all the hard will to go on with developing a business will be really in a situation that they start being discouraged. They're being to be really losing their will, losing their willpower to go on with the business. Now, I'm talking right now not only about the immediate damage to the business, and we're talking really about mostly retail, culture, and entertainment, and so on and so on. But mostly commerce is going to be very badly hurt because we are talking here about stockpiles, about having stocks that people need to sell. And it's impossible to have it when facing another closure, and which is really, really right now a very, very strong and a very harsh closure.
And just how are business owners in Israel being supported? Do you think the government is doing enough to protect them?
Well, let's put it this way. We have consistent in telling really the government and telling really the Corona cabinet that they are not really taking the right path in dealing with the matter. Because, of course, there is a very difficult way to deal with that, and that demands a lot of sources, a lot of manpower, but it's worth it because the damage to the economy it's tremendous. It's unbelievable. I'm not talking about right now about manufacturing, but I'm talking right now about everything connected with services and commerce. So I think that they have not chosen the right way how to deal with this, because instead of really thinking how they will stop the spread of the virus, I'm talking human being to human being, and how really dealing with the locations and the activities that really make this kind of virus spreading. And then we have to bear in mind that facing and living with the virus, with the coronavirus, will last maybe till the end of 2021. So what are we going to do? We're going to do another closure. Of course, we need to change the way that we behave. We need to change the way that we really, in our daily life, everybody has to be changed and changed deeply in our habits and the way that we are dealing with our daily life. And this is the only way we have to do that. Otherwise, we can see right now a devastating damage really all across the retail, all across the commerce, all across entertainment and culture and so on. And I don't think that this is the right way to deal with that.
Now, you just mentioned that there is obviously no end in sight for this. We're going to be hearing about coronavirus and suffering the effects of coronavirus well into 2021. What long-term effects do you think the pandemic will have on the way we do business?
Well, we know right now that close to 100,000 businesses in Israel, mostly small and mid-size, will not be really with us through 2021. We know that. Some of them are keep on living not really as a business, but just because the government is pouring money into the business. So they keep on living, but they're not living as a business. Out of 600,000 businesses in Israel, We estimate that 100,000 are not going to be with us in the year 2021. And in terms of turnover, we know that every day now of the present closure, in terms of turnover, we are losing about $500 million Israeli shekel each day. So this is really a very hard damage, and there is no way of doing that. That is, let's put it this way, you cannot really artificially keep on business living for a long time. Half a year is like eternity for business. Do the right way. Open what you can open and decide how to open, not what to close. And then in addition to that, I was saying that we need to be much more harsh and law enforcement in every location where the spread of virus is really being created. And this was not done in the right way.
Okay. Certainly is a very sad and scary time to be a business owner in Israel. Mr. Ouriel Lin, from the president of the Federation of Israeli Chambers of Commerce, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure having you join me in studio.
And thank you for having me. Thank you. Good day.